For many years, the couple shared a quiet life together, tending to a vineyard and creating a home far removed from the glare of Hollywood. They never made any public statements defining their relationship, yet those close to them recognized that what they shared went far beyond a simple working partnership. Raymond Burr guarded his private life carefully, not because of embarrassment, but because the times left him little choice. In that era, a leading man could not live openly without risking everything. The stories he offered the public were not meant to elevate his fame, but to protect his survival. After Burr's death, Ben Weitz took on the responsibility of preserving his legacy, continuing the work they had built together and honoring the life they shared. Burr's life reflects a love kept out of sight, a man who portrayed justice on screen while quietly navigating a world that denied it behind closed doors. Cesar Romero. With his smooth charm and iconic mustache, Cesar Romero captivated audiences for generations. From films like The Little Princess to his unforgettable turn as the Joker in the 1960s Batman television series, he infused every role with theatrical energy. Away from the camera, however, Romero remained a mystery, especially regarding his personal life. He rarely spoke about relationships, allowing speculation to circulate for decades about his attraction to men. Hollywood insiders often recalled his appearance at exclusive private gatherings, frequently in the company of other men, yet Romero never confirmed nor denied the rumors. By remaining unmarried throughout his life, curiosity only grew. Even so, he upheld a polished, gentlemanly reputation, staying clear of scandal and answering interviews with charm and tact. His discretion earned him widespread respect within Hollywood's social circles. Though some stories surrounding him blurred into legend, the admiration he received from peers was genuine. Romero worked consistently for decades, lending charisma to roles across multiple eras. His legacy endures as one of elegance, intrigue, and carefully maintained dignity, a career built quietly against the limits of his time. Charles Laughton. Known for his powerful voice and striking presence, Charles Laughton stood among the most respected actors of classic Hollywood. His performances in films such as The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Mutiny on the Bounty left lasting impressions. While his talent was celebrated universally, his private life remained layered and discreet. Laughton was married to actress Elsa Lanchester for more than 30 years, though their marriage followed an unconventional path. Though publicly devoted, those within their circle understood that Laughton was attracted to men. Lanchester herself later acknowledged that their union was founded on companionship and mutual respect rather than traditional romance. During a time when public awareness of same-sex relationships could destroy a career, Laughton protected his truth fiercely. He poured his energy into his work, bringing intelligence and emotional depth to every performance. Off-screen, he preferred quiet reflection, books, and intimate dinners over Hollywood's social scene. His lone directorial project, The Night of the Hunter, is now regarded as a cinematic masterpiece, further showcasing his artistic depth. Though he never spoke openly about his sexuality, his life reflects the careful balancing acts many actors of his generation were forced to make. Laurence Olivier. Celebrated as one of the greatest actors of the 20th century, Laurence Olivier elevated Shakespeare on both stage and screen with rare power and refinement. His commanding presence earned him legendary status in British and American cinema alike. Yet beneath the acclaim, speculation about his private life followed him for years. His marriages to Jill Esmond and later Vivian Leigh were closely observed, particularly his turbulent relationship with Leigh. Within theatrical circles, quiet rumors persisted about Olivier's emotional connections with men, including a frequently discussed closeness with actor Danny Kaye. Though never confirmed publicly, their bond attracted long-standing attention. In personal writings, Olivier hinted at a fluid sense of identity without making explicit declarations. Friends often described him as emotionally perceptive and artistically open, qualities that blurred lines in his personal relationships. At a time when openness could jeopardize a career, discretion became essential. Regardless of what remained unsaid, Olivier's impact on acting remains unparalleled, with performances in Hamlet, Richard III, and Wuthering Heights setting enduring standards. Beneath the refined image, personal truths may have quietly existed in full view. William Haines. Long before Hollywood perfected its image-making machine, William Haines made a choice that few dared to consider. At the height of the silent film era in the 1920s, he was among the industry's most beloved leading men. Yet his defining role unfolded off-screen. Refusing to conceal who he loved, Haines lived openly with his partner, Jimmy Shields, at a time when studios relied on false narratives and arranged marriages to hide the truth. While friends and colleagues were aware of their relationship, the public was kept in the dark. MGM studio head Louis B. Mayer eventually confronted Haines with an ultimatum: abandon his relationship or surrender his career. Haines chose love. After leaving acting behind, he reinvented himself as an interior designer, building a thriving business with Shields. Their clientele included Hollywood elites such as Joan Crawford and Ronald Reagan, and their success soon surpassed Haines' film career. Together for nearly 50 years, they became a rare example of lasting partnership in Hollywood history. Haines didn't simply resist the system, he redefined success on his own terms. Jeremy Brett. Jeremy Brett is best remembered for his intense and brilliant portrayal of Sherlock Holmes in British television. His performance combined elegance, intellect, and emotional fire. Behind that composed exterior, Brett lived with deeply personal complexities that he kept mostly private. He was known to have relationships with both men and women, though he never discussed his orientation publicly. In an era where silence offered safety, discretion became his shield. Friends described him as passionate, romantic, and deeply loyal, qualities that often clashed with the reserved public image he maintained. Brett's brief marriage to actress Anna Massey ended quietly, with neither party offering explanations. Instead, he devoted himself fully to acting, channeling his inner turmoil into his roles. Later in life, his struggle with bipolar disorder added further intensity to his performances. Though he guarded his personal life closely, those near him understood the courage it took to live authentically within an industry that discouraged it. His life stands as a testament to artistry shaped by quiet resistance. John Gielgud. Sir John Gielgud was a towering figure in theater, revered for his mastery of Shakespeare and classical performance. His career spanned more than 70 years, bridging generations of dramatic tradition. For much of his life, however, he carried the weight of being a gay man in a rigidly conservative society. In 1953, his arrest for soliciting another man threatened to end everything he had built. Instead, the theater community rallied around him, welcoming him back to the stage with overwhelming support. Gielgud faced the ordeal with dignity, allowing his work to speak louder than scandal. Though never outspoken politically, he lived with increasing openness later in life and shared a long-term relationship with Martin Hensler. While rarely discussed publicly, their partnership was widely acknowledged. Gielgud's grace under pressure earned lasting admiration, and his legacy rests not only on his performances, but on the quiet courage with which he endured a world slow to accept him. Van Johnson. Van Johnson embodied the cheerful, all-American image of 1940s Hollywood, starring in MGM musicals and wartime dramas. His friendly demeanor and wholesome appeal made him a favorite with audiences. Behind the scenes, however, his life was shaped by studio control and silence. Persistent rumors surrounded his sexuality, prompting MGM to carefully manage his public image. Studio head Louis B. Mayer reportedly arranged Johnson's marriage to Eve Wynn to preserve his romantic appeal to female fans. The sudden union only deepened speculation. Johnson never addressed the rumors, maintaining professionalism throughout his career. Even as his stardom faded, he continued working steadily and avoided controversy. His story highlights the emotional limitations placed on actors whose personal truths conflicted with Hollywood's manufactured ideals. Richard Chamberlain. For years, Richard Chamberlain reigned as a television icon, rising to fame with Dr. Kildare and later captivating audiences in The Thorn Birds. With his refined presence and emotional depth, he played romantic leads convincingly while concealing his private reality. During the height of his fame, he kept his relationships with men hidden, fearing the consequences of honesty. For many years, he shared his life with Martin Rabbit, though the relationship remained unspoken publicly. Only in 2003, through his memoir Shattered Love, did Chamberlain openly acknowledge his identity. His admission came quietly, resonating deeply with those who understood the cost of his silence. His personal journey mirrors the internal struggles faced by many actors forced to deny their truth. Hollywood's golden age sparkled with glamour and prestige, yet beneath the surface were lives shaped by secrecy, coded relationships, and silent endurance. These men were not only performers, but quiet trailblazers, navigating a system that demanded concealment to survive. Their stories reveal how creativity and identity often clashed in an era obsessed with control. Some chose caution, others took risks, but all left behind more than memorable roles. They left behind courage, resilience, and traces of truth for future generations to uncover. If this story offered you a new lens on Hollywood's hidden past, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe for more untold stories from history.